Hello and welcome back to the Wanda Lewis Show. So pleased that you're out there tuning in, watching on your iPad, perhaps you're on your iPhone. But we want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking the time out to bring us into your home and to your lives. It's a wonderful day here in Chicago. Summertime has hit. And yes, as we all know, unfortunately in Chicago, sometimes when summertime hits, that means a lot of the folks in the community are out. And unfortunately, we've had some violence in our town. As a matter of fact, I believe we had 18 individuals shot within a 24-hour time frame since last evening. So I want to ask you all, Chicagoans, folks across the nation, be kind to yourselves, be kind to your neighbors. Okay, so there's more to come. Just watch. There's more to come. But we want to welcome you and want to thank you once again. And today I have with me Mr. Matthew Harrington. I want to welcome you to the Wanda Lewis Show.
Well, Wanda, it's a pleasure to be here.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Matt, if I may.
You may.
And I.
It's like we haven't known each other for years.
Matt and I had the honor and pleasure of having met each other about, 6-7 years ago when I had a radio show, and it was so cool because I found out that Matthew Harrington has another name, an alias, perhaps an alter ego, and that name would be Forrest Gump.
Yeah. Well, you said that on your radio show. That's true.
I know, it's such a fascinating phenomenon to actually be able to sit with someone who really does have that demeanor, that persona, that wonderful I can do it attitude, such as Forrest Gump, someone who really cares about others, who puts others before himself. So exemplary of you, Matt, and your personality and who you are. So can you tell us a little bit about that story and how that came about?
As you know from your radio show, that I was honored by the city of Chicago and this police department, and recently now the state, of the lives that I had to interact with to become some sort of effort to save their lives. Some people I pull out of a burning building, some a burning car, but one of the things that I was really happy with was that I can make a dramatic change with saving someone's life by becoming a kidney donor to a young African-American woman that I didn't know, that I just happened to match. And that led into creating another 10,000 people signing up to become organ donors, which then, if you do 10,000 times 25, that's a significant number. That's almost 2.5 million people that you've now helped, and that 2.5 million becomes 250 million, and it grows and grows and grows because that's a centrifugal force on that nature. And the state of Illinois I was humbled by them by giving me June 8th as an honorary day for kidney donations, Harrington, International, and other things. But you know that.
Well, now we all know it, and I think that we should all feel encouraged and actually feel obligated to donate, become an organ donor.
It's the greatest thing that you can do. You save
lives.
25 people's lives in different ways, and you don't have to do anything. I mean, it's a signing of your card. You're making sure that people know that you want to do something like that. I did it for my brother, as you know, that passed, and he saved people's lives with his eyes, and he had beautiful blue eyes. Luke did, so it was a great honor to. Hopefully, one day maybe I see Luke again within someone's eyes.
Oh, what a blessing. Well, thank you, Matt. You are quite a man of many, many talents. And right now I know you're working diligently with the National Football League on some initiatives that also deal with students and of course changing lives and making a difference in the community. Can you expound upon that for us?
Well, I've been very honored to meet many of the NFL players, especially our heroes in the Chicago area. Dan Hampton, Dennis McKinnon, a good friend of mine, and more even tighter with me is Desmond Clark. And Desmond Clark has now been named the local president of the NFL Alumni Association here. And he knew, and we worked together prior on a group called Lions for Lives.
Okay.
And as everybody knows, that these bullets that are killing people are hurting people and are wounding people and tearing families apart.
Yes.
Just today in Chicago, 18
Yes.
and 2 dead.
2 fatalities.
2 died.
Yes.
And this is just the start. We know that the 4th of July in Chicago last year, we had 85 people shot in one day. And I think it was over, well, it was too many. One too many died
Absolutely.
on the 4th of July.
Yes.
And Chicago police need to step up. And
Yes.
my stepdad was a Chicago copper, so I have all the respect for the Chicago coppers, but dudes, let's do better. This is tragic. But Lines for Lives is a new program which is a proven thing. If we can put barcodes on Tylenol and ice cream, we can put them on the bullets now, which we only need 20% of a fragmented bullet, to say, Mr. Smith, the bullet that you bought is now in this 5-year-old's head, or this grandmother who is trying to make ends meet to provide for their family. And can you explain that to me? Because a gun is a right, but a bullet is a privilege. We all have a privilege to drive a car. We have a privilege to own a business. And, if we can do this for something that, like ice cream and aspirin, then these that might hurt or might kill you, these definitely do hurt and does kill when implemented. So if we take the bullets away from gangbangers, then all they have is a gun, become a paperweight.
Wow. So is this information, is this before our legislatures?
Actually,
right
it's
now?
within 16 different states. And Illinois has 2 bills that's been sitting in the House. And now the NFL players want to reach out and say, enough violence. It's not just about personal violence, but it's about the violence within our community that kills our children every day that we're not standing up for. Listen, I understand people that have the right to own a gun.
Correct.
But a bullet is a privilege, and a privilege needs to be monitored. If we again do it for chicken, ice cream, and toys, these things do kill, and we must monitor them. And the greatest thing is that, yes, I am the campaign manager for Willie Wilson's campaign for president of 2016, as you know. And I'm so honored from Dr. Wilson to do that. And I'm very honored from the CBI, as you know, to be receiving an honorary PhD.
Excellent.
For, humanities and divinity.
Congrats.
And I am so honored for that. So hopefully the next time we meet, you could say, Dr. Matt Harrington, because the CBI and Dr. Gray over there is going to be doing this very soon. But these type of things need to change people's lives. If we can change the perception of what we need to take care of, instead of fighting about who has the right to own something versus who has the privilege to buy the instrument that kills our children or that wounds our grandmothers or that tears apart our community, then we must step forward. And the NFL players like Desmond Clark and the other presidents around the country are stepping forward saying, this is what we need. Lines for Lives. The armor, the barcoding on bullets is the proper step. And this will save my grandchild's life. This will save my child's life. Because if you know we can catch you, you're not going to be given it to a gangbanger anymore.
Excellent, excellent. So it's all about accountability.
That's right.
So is this going to be a costly endeavor?
No. You know what? There is 30 billion, if you don't know this, there's 30 billion bullets made every year inside our country. There's only 12 manufacturers of these. Yes,
no.
12. Can you imagine?
Oh my gosh.
The dirty dozen. Let's call them the dirty dozen, shall we?
Very dirty.
You kill our children, but you don't want to be profiled. Well, I think it's time to profile this through the frickin' Lines for Lives. And once we do that, we understand what we're going to track. But 30 billion and 80% of these bullets, ladies and gentlemen, 80% of 30 billion are sold right here in the United States.
No way.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So where are these bullets going from that once are made into the store, and the store goes, okay, sorry, we sold them. I don't know. And I don't know doesn't matter anymore. Our lives of our children and our communities' safety matters.
It does matter. There's so much conversation about gun control.
Yes.
So what you're saying is we take it down to the least common denominator, which is bullet management.
Right.
And
listen, if you have a gun with no bullets, it's a paperweight.
Wow.
If you really want to beat each other over the head, let's face facts. You're not going to kill some 5-year-old who happens to be playing with a toy or a grandma who's trying to make ends meet, as we know, that we've seen just last year.
Yes.
Who is trying to just provide for her family and ended up dead due to a bullet that went for somebody else. Somebody else.
And how many young children, are shot just lying in their beds?
Thank you.
You know, it's
Thank
just
you.
it's
Isn't enough
getting out of
enough?
control. Getting out of control.
Isn't enough enough?
Enough is enough.
That's right.
So we are grateful that you're taking this on.
Well,
as
that and
an
the other
initiative.
people, I just happen
Yes.
to be an instrument of where we can go for.
Excellent, excellent. So you mentioned the campaign for Mr. Willie Wilson.
Oh yeah, Dr. Wilson was. I worked with his campaign for mayor.
Yes.
And I helped created the Chicago Progressive candidates that created these 13 new candidates to be in office, plus the more progressive ones, because the red light cameras are nothing but red light robbers, and we need to change this, because why are they taking money out of the worst? Ladies and gentlemen, I was driving down Jackson Boulevard from Columbus because I grew up in Oak Park. And I was coming west to get onto Central because it was the easy way to get to the city.
Right.
I bypassed all that traffic. And I got nailed, I swear to God, for going 1 mile over in a 25 mile over lane.
Tell me you're joking.
No, and I know I'm going to be seen like on 6 different cameras. Enough is enough. You're going in the worst communities that cannot afford this.
Right.
And you want to rob Peter to pay Paul.
Oh my.
Enough is enough.
Okay, let me see. I know we're on Community Access Network, so
yeah.
CAN TV. I just want to make a statement that I actually called this collection agency in Chicago for the city of Chicago, and I said, this is a form of genocide. When you put a boot on a person's car, they can't drive to work.
Right.
Then you will not allow them to have an installment plan. No, you're going to tell them you're either going to file bankruptcy or you're going to pay 25% down. It is definitely a system that's going on here against anyone who wants to get to work and get out of their economic deprivation.
Yes.
You cannot drive.
How
you
can
cannot
you get to
drive
work and provide for your family if you can't do it because of these robbers
Yes.
that were set up from these previous aldermen underneath a regime that was not open to new ideas, but it was only willing to then be a whipping boy to the people who they thought we were represented by.
Exactly.
And I lived in Chicago almost my whole life. I've been, I grew up in Oak Park, but my adult life I've been in Chicago. And my family's been very blessed by people in Chicago for, different endeavors. So if you see Harrington, thank you very much, and I appreciate your thing. You paid for the teeth.
Oh, no, you didn't. That's great. They look really good. But okay, so we've got some initiatives here that are local, and we know that Dr. Wilson was involved in a mayoral campaign here.
Yes,
so
yes.
tell us about what his initiatives are, or what they will be for
president.
president.
Economic and equal opportunity for even the minorities. Well, let's break up these contracts. Let's make sure you have the right to get a financing that we're guaranteeing that we're going to pay you. And we know, as in the state of Illinois, how their backlog a year now, and now with the government not wanting to pay in Illinois, even worse.
Yes.
Because who knows? Because our governor's now called an end to anything of a budget talk. But that's beside the point. But Willie's for economic development. He's for the rights of the people that are not heard. The African community. Look at the Democrats that are running. Right, Hillary Clinton.
Okay.
I know Hillary, and I know Bill. Believe me, I know Bill.
Okay.
And Hillary's no Bill. She'll give you a bill.
No, you. But is okay. So will Bill also be like a co-president, though?
Well, what do you think?
Behind
He'd just be the first gentleman behind the scenes that's running things.
Wow.
Right. But actually, no. I mean, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I worked for Bill Clinton in both elections, especially when nobody thought he was going to win. But she doesn't have Hillary does not have all the answers. She's a very laser visioned candidate who will only give you what you need, but not include you in what is needed.
Understood. Understood. So, what are Dr. Wilson's? What would you say are his primary competitors?
To save our children. There's really no one for competing because let's face it. Can O'Malley speak for the African American community? No.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Really, I mean, could O'Malley speak from going from rags to riches, leaving Georgia to come to Chicago to mop floors and then own 7 McDonald's and sell the 7 McDonald's to create a medical company and make $65 million a year in revenues and
Wow.
gives millions away, and they create different even gospel and sort of uplifting messages to around the United States, which he has name recognition in 50 states. So, you know, we got that going for us.
Excellent. And he represents the American dream, it sounds
Well,
like.
yes, because you know you go from rags to riches, and
That's the way.
especially in the African American community. And he was promoted in the Wall Street Journal. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
I mean, really going
That's
from rags to
awesome.
riches. And listen, I was in the Wall Street Journal, and not always good.
Oh, Matt. Okay, so tell us which ways we can reach out to Dr. Wilson. Where is he going to be
Well, you
making?
can go to WillieWilson2016.com,
Okay.
and you can come to our rallies, and we're doing things around things, and you can work with the NFL players and the NFL alumni to work with Lines for Lives, and that really helps because Willie loves these type of out-of-the-box thinking ideas, right?
Yes.
He's behind initiatives, and he wants to make sure it's a Big Tent association versus not my idea, so I don't care about the idea.
Correct.
Because he's about any idea that saves our youth, that promotes our economy, that gives the equal opportunity to all, not just to some.
Yes.
Especially when it comes to like, anything do I need to get in front or in back? It's about being equal and open to opportunities and equality
Absolutely.
from men to women.
Excellent. Well, I know he's very happy to have you on his team because you have been quite a leader in our community and beyond. So we're just pleased that you came down to spend some time with us today, and we're looking forward to the next phase of this campaign.
Well, I look forward to hoping reporting back when we win Iowa and we win
Yes.
New Hampshire, and then
Absolutely.
we roll into the southern states, which we've been into, like as you know, we've been into Iowa many times. We
Yes.
have Davenport and everybody reporting on this. So go online, go on to WillieWilson2016.com and learn what we're about and become an official member of our team and go out there and promote, because it's not just one time, it's about every time that everybody has an equal right, no matter what skin color you are.
Absolutely. And we're only as strong as our weakest links.
That's right.
So we commend you in the work that you're doing,
Huh.
and we're glad to be able to call you friend. So thank you.
Thank you, my
Thank
love.
you, Matt. Okay, our pleasure. We'll be right back with the Wanda Lewis Show. Thank you. So, welcome back to the Wanda Lewis Show. We're just so pleased that you're here. It's just an honor for me to be able to spend some time with you, to share some thoughts, some insight. And of course, I am a person who believes you should learn and listen as well as speak and share. So I'm just thrilled that we've had Mr. Matthew Harrington with us today. I want to thank our entire team who helps put this together, so I have the honor to sit before you. And I want to thank the CAN TV production staff, of course, Miss Ernestine Standberry, and all the others, and Larry, who always is right there by my side. So the conversation today, the Wanda's Wisdom piece, I wanted to talk just briefly about what has happened, what has transpired in the state of South Carolina. I am not in a position to make any assessments about whether or not a Confederate flag should be flown in that state. I'm not in a position to really address gun control. All I'm saying to you as members of this community, as constituents of the contiguous United States, that we have a responsibility to pay attention. I actually had this conversation the other day about, what are those signs? What are the signs that we should be paying attention to when someone is in trouble? That young man who took that gun and shot that bullet multiple times and killed multiple people was in need of help. I would like to take a moment of silence for the 9 individuals who lost their lives that Wednesday night a week ago. Because there have been many times I've been in Bible studies at my church on my knees, praying to God for salvation, and certainly the doors of the church have been open. What is our responsibility to those who are in need? Should we now buckle down and close the doors and run and hide with our tails between our legs? Or do we continue to fight evil with love and open the doors still and turn the other cheek? It's not an easy proposition. And sometimes I even tell my fiance, I say, I get a chance to talk to the folks who choose to tune in. Do we want to be funny and tell jokes and laugh? Or do we take this as serious time to really reach out to individuals and say, you are loved, you are special, you are important, but I will beseech individuals to look around you. And if you see any signs of depression, signs of confusion, signs of anger, take the time to address that, either anonymously by making a phone call, call that person's parent. Maybe you feel comfortable sitting down with them and talking them through the situation. But we are in a crisis state right now. We've got a lot of things going on in our communities. Children are committing suicide based on their sexual identity or orientation. And we've got a lot of political unrest. We've got terrorists living in our own neighborhoods. Pay attention. So I want to close this out by saying a few years ago, in 2001, I actually worked downtown in Chicago, and I'll make this brief. I saw a gentleman taking photographs of the pedestrian traffic walking in front of the Sears Tower. I nudged a few people, and I'm talking April of 2001, and I said, do you see anything strange about this person? There was something strange. He was taking photographs of the Sears Tower, and individuals were like, Wanda, mind your own business. Are you crazy? Are you paranoid? Maybe. But the point is that I called the police. And I don't know what happened to that individual, but I do know a few months later in New York City in 2001, perhaps someone had taken some photographs before that occurrence, and maybe someone should have just said, this is my business. It is your business. It's your responsibility. It's your time to speak up, speak out, and err on the side of caution. That's Wanda's wisdom. We'll be back shortly. I'll have a little song for you. We'll have a little fun. But remember to be mindful of that which does affect you, either directly or indirectly. Okay? All right. We'll be right back. Thank you.